Hi there, and welcome to this information session about the Aiken Innovate program. Um, my name is Dustin Fowler. I'm the program administrator here for the Aiken Innovate program, and I'm really excited about getting to share a little bit about what we are um, and who we serve to parents and community members and anyone who wants to know more about it. So this video will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. So if you don't follow us on YouTube, be sure to go in and find us. You can search Aiken Innovate and we'll pull right up. We've already got several other videos and webinars that we've done that we've uploaded on the YouTube as well. We can also find us on other social media like Facebook, X, and Instagram. And so with that said, the QR code on the screen right now is going to take you to our website directly. From the website, if you scroll down just a little bit from the bottom, you can have a direct link to our application where you're able to apply if that's direction you're leaning, or if you watch this and it turns out that we are a good fit, then you're welcome to go ahead and apply. We are accepting applicants, or we're looking into bringing more students in right now. We can do that throughout the year. So if you're interested, do a little bit of research, read up on us, listen to this webinar, and then if it's something you want to do, feel free to apply, and we will review your eligibility for the program. With that said, we're going to go ahead and get into it. So what is Aiken Innovate? Well, Aiken Innovate is a virtual program. It's a full virtual program, virtual learning experience for students who are part of the Aiken County Public School District, grades 6 through 12. We do not have an elementary school program at this time, so there is no option for someone who is younger than a sixth grader to participate, but students who are current fifth graders can definitely begin thinking in this direction. And if you as a family are certain that you want your current fifth grader to attend with us, then you can go ahead and apply and choose an option to start with us in the fall of 2026, and we'll go ahead and start looking in that direction for you. We provide high quality, individualized virtual instruction. And what that means is, well, we have real teachers who are teaching our students through the exact same platform we're on right now. We use Microsoft Teams, we use the Schoology learning management system, and are able to provide coursework for students to be able to complete from the comfort of wherever it is that they need um, to learn, and have internet access. So that might be at home for most students. That might be in the parent's office, with the parent, or at the grandparents, or wherever it is they need to go. Students can learn from really anywhere that they have internet access. We do also have flexible options for students to obviously work at home, as I was just now saying, but we also have the ability for them to come in to in-person events, quarterly things that we put together to get them interactions, have them be able to hang out with one another and see the students they go to school with, which is always a fun time. Also, not really in my PowerPoint, but right now we are working really hard to get some clubs underway. And so we're working on creating sign-ups for various teacher-sponsored clubs that will meet several times throughout each quarter. And we're about to get that out. So we're very, very excited about that. We also have a active student leadership team where they help us to do things in order to improve the learner experience from the students in. So we have a lot of really cool things. We're a very established virtual program here locally. And we're a very viable option for students who are looking for that, or for families that think that would be a really good fit. The other thing too is that students have opportunities to participate in zone schools athletic activities. I've got that listed here as my next slide. If you are a zone student for Midland Valley, you are a Midland Valley student. Aiken Innovate is not a school. If you are zoned for Wagner Sally High School, you are a Wagner Sally student. You can do your coursework through Aiken Innovate, but we are not a school that you're going to receive a diploma from. You will receive a diploma from your home zone high school. And because of that, unlike with other virtual programs, you get to participate in school functions. You can go to prom, you can do school clubs or athletics, or we have students right now that attend the Career Center and do JROTC at their various high school. At most, it might it's going to mean that you have to collaborate a little bit with coaches or with club sponsors, or with the school in order to make sure that you're able to get your student to these events. But if transportation is not an option and the student is able to do practice and it doesn't interfere with their ability to get their core classes, then yeah, we're able to consider those things. And we have several students that do participate in clubs or school programs like ROTC and the Career Center. That's very, very common for us. um, Now, there may be some times where it's difficult for us to do this, but whenever we can, we want to try and do that. We also are extremely easy to find. And there was a time where we were not. We have the district has switched over their website to a new platform, and we actually have our own program website within the acpsd.net website. So if you go there, you can find us under schools and then programs on the far right of that menu. You can also just go on literally any web browser, the Microsoft Edge or the Google Chrome web browser, and you can type in Aiken iNNOVATE, and we're going to come right up. So you can just Google search us and find us easy. Our website is easy to remember, acpsd.net/AI. And we also have, like I said, a social media presence. So it's extremely easy to find information. If you're looking for our teachers, you type in Aiken iNNOVATE teachers, we'll come right up. Course offerings, Aiken iNNOVATE course offerings. If you're looking for the application, how do I apply? Type in Aiken iNNOVATE application directly into your browser search, and we will be the first thing that comes up. We are looking for students who are 6 through 12. Sixth grade is usually a very low enrollment because students come from an elementary school not really knowing much about virtual options here. They don't know about us, so we're trying to market better to our younger learners. If you're interested in that, learn more about us, call us, reach out to us, email us, so we can help you guys know more information. Or if you have other people that you know that might can benefit from that, let them know that we're here. We're also looking for students who are disciplined to log into live sessions and also complete work by a deadline. So just want to clarify some things. During the COVID years, a lot of students just kind of was able to do what they felt like doing when they felt like doing it and turn things in, at the very tail end of the semester for up to full credit. We are not that program. That's not how we work. So we do have established deadlines for teacher grade assignments. We do have different category weights and the practice and the assessment categories that students have to book time to take tests with us. There is a lot of flexibility and a lot of time for the completion of assignments in our program, but we do need students to participate and learn because that is the bottom line. It is a virtual learning program, and so that doesn't look like students just sitting in front of a computer for a few hours and getting everything they need. So our students do need to attend live sessions and complete coursework, and they do need to study for tests and work on projects and things like that, like other classes do in across the district. But they can do it kind of on their own time, and some students may need more time, and some students may need less. So we do provide a extremely flexible model here for student learning. And we also are looking for students to have a strong home support. It usually does not work well if a student is, especially a younger grade, staying in the house by themselves all day or with parents that don't really support. So we do ask that there be a learning coach, and we are going to have a learning coach contract that is part of the application process for students to come in and participate in the program, because we do, I usually refer to this as a partnership, where it's a 50-50 thing. So we need help from the student and the learning coach to be able to make sure that we're able to do what's best for the student. We can do the teaching, we can do the grading, we can provide the intervention and the enrichment, but if our communications fall on deaf ears and students don't attend, then it makes it impossible for us to reach them. So we're looking for students that exhibit these categories here. We have some parents that have written some things for us in the past, people that participate and that are willing to work and be disciplined to do the work. Really, it's a very good fit for them. Our parents and our students are very, very supportive of our program and love having the option to learn from home. And it opens up a lot of doors that a traditional learning model may not. Students do have the ability to participate in different types of clubs or events within the community, like gymnastics or dance or different types of sports or things like that that may not work very well with an in-person setting. So we do have the ability to provide flexibility so long as the student is able to do the work that we need them to do in the course. And so if it's a good fit, it's a really good fit usually for our families. There's also a lot of skills that students gain in general for being in a virtual program where they can participate, uh, uh, online. There's stuff that they're going to need to know how to do one day for the workforce or in general. And part of that is learning digital citizenship, learning how to use conferencing tools or do different things online and submit assignments and manage the LMS or do projects that might be similar to the creation of web content or websites. Um, it helps students to establish productivity skills, healthy screen time management. We have our advocacy course, which we use to kind of impart these things on students. So it's just kind of like in place of our advisory course, or a lot of schools have an advisory period. We teach students skills during that time period that can help them beyond our program. Um, Obviously, everything is digital, so there's a lot of typing that can help students with developing their typing fluency, building file navigation systems within their file management, like Windows Explorer or OneDrive, so our students have to save and keep up with files. So they learn things like naming conventions and organization. And then there is the completion of digital content and presentations, video making, you name it. So there's all sorts of different types of competencies and skills that students learn really in the creation of products that they don't always get in-person settings. And so we're very, very proud of that. And we own that as part of the value of doing an online program like what we have. Um, our classes are offered through uh, Aiken County created or program created Schoology courses that all follow kind of a very unique course structure. If you want to see that, you can look at one of the other videos I did on tips for parents that's on the YouTube channel. But then we also use Virtual SC's curriculum for some of the courses that we need access to that we haven't built on our own. And so if you hover your phone over that QR code, you can go directly to our course offerings and see the courses that we have in the current semester. When semester 2 comes, we will update that to reflect courses that we are going to offer in semester 2. And that's important because one of the times that we aren't able to consider students is when we can't match their schedule, especially at the high school level. Because what we aren't able to do is if a student is coming to us with courses we don't currently offer, then if we can't match that schedule up and allow them to get those credits, then we sometimes might ask a student to wait until those courses are done before they can participate with us. But this right here is going to allow you, when you're registering, to be able to see what we offer. And so all of that, very, very basic in terms of what our program is, how it works, where you can find out more about us. But what I want to do right now is talk about what does it look like for a student to do this program and to be successful doing it. So it is different. Students that learn in front of a computer screen all day, the way we've structured it is we're keeping flexibility in mind, but there are definitely some things that families need to think about when it comes to whether or not they should participate with us. And number one is, even though you're learning from home, you may not have to get up and dress the same and go to a bus stop and wait for a bus to pick you up, but you do need to have a getting ready for school routine. It doesn't work well when students just kind of roll out of the bed and they're not prepared. We want students to take care of their hygiene, brush their teeth, and brush their hair, put on some clothes, and prepare for the day like you're going to work. Eat a good breakfast, drink some water and some coffee or whatever else, orange juice, whatever it is you drink, and then get ready for school. So give yourself 30, 40 minutes to make sure you have a get ready for school routine. We do need students to be set up in a quiet, well-lit workspace. One thing that really makes our program stand out is that our students are going to get to know our teacher's going to get to know your student. They will know your face. They will see you and recognize you in the store. And so that's important because you build that relationship, and then students are able to learn from a teacher that knows you. It's very difficult to get much out of someone you don't like or someone you don't know. We want to be able to recognize a student face and put the name with the face, so we're teaching an individual and not just its computer screen. So we are looking for students to have working cameras on, and sitting in a place where we can see your face, and it's not just no distractions, or it's distraction free as it can possibly be. Preferably maybe in an office or in a room where you can close the door. If not, then my house is very open. Usually whenever I'm doing web conferences at home, I'm in my living room, but I've got headset that kind of blocks out noise, and I've got a microphone that helps to isolate background noise, and I'm using a background right now that prevents people from being able to see what's behind me. So it's still very doable. We're just looking for as much distraction free as we can. The background does need to be appropriate. We encourage the use of a background because we don't want to see distractions or stuff that might be in the backdrop of a person's house. During COVID, it was hilarious because you'd see all these people coming in, and with they're in their underwear and things like that. We don't want to make the news for crazy things like that. So we want to make sure that we are in a place that's conducive for learning. No inappropriate content or posters or anything like that in the backdrop of our live sessions. And we're looking for engagement and participation. So students don't just sit and tacitly take in school like a Netflix show. We are looking for students to answer questions or complete polls or type in the chat or use reactions like applause or raise their hand, and ask questions and answer questions when the teacher calls on. So it is a very interactive and engaging online experience during our live sessions. We also have dress code. I just mentioned the appropriate backgrounds, but we do follow the ACPSD code of conduct when it comes to dress and stuff like in the background. That is usually the issue that we run into. So please make sure that you're aware of that. Any kind of something that might be inappropriate in a school would also be inappropriate in a web session if those things were to be seen. Students should be attentive and engaged throughout the lesson. I encourage students to have a notebook and actually take physical notes on paper. There's a lot of science behind the effectiveness of that, so it's a really good opportunity for them to do that. We do also want parents and students and families to know that families must commit to us. So it does not work if a student comes in and they say, hey, I want my student to participate in this program, and then 2 weeks later you decide, hey, I want to go back to in person. We're going to need to stick it out for the semester because there is a commitment. So please know that going in, that students can't just come temporarily into the program. They've got to stay at least until the end of the quarter if they're middle schoolers, and till the end of the semester if they're high schoolers, because it's a Carnegie unit. Our district does provide laptops for students to use, and we will support and provide support, technical support on the device to make sure they're running well. We do need families to partner with us, and if something is not working right with the laptop, we have processes in place for families to get support, and we'll need them to help us with that. There is the expectation that there is a home learning support person. This looks different in every family. Someone who is a junior or senior should not require the same amount of at-home support as someone who is a 6th or 7th grader. So that might look different for every family. So we're asking that parents go into it willing to partner with us, knowing that there is the expectation that there's someone we can call if we need it. And all in-person testing is required for final exams and any kind of state exams like the end of course tests or the SC Ready or any of those types of things. They are required to come in person. And so even though we're a virtual program, students still, for any virtual program in the state, will need to do that. In terms of attendance, what we do is attendance is taken at the beginning of every live session. Students in our program are on an A-B schedule, so you won't meet in every class on every day. You'll meet each class 2 times a week, depending on if it's an A day or a B day class, and attendance will be taken at that time for that corresponding date. And so we are looking for students to attend. We also are um, looking for students to complete coursework in the LMS and to do that in a timely manner. So you don't have unlimited time to get work done. We are looking for students to follow the pacing and the due dates within our program. And then if a student receives special education accommodations, there's a set amount of minutes outlined in the IEP that the student must meet with the learning strategies teacher and must be in attendance. And so we definitely want to make sure that we're honoring the minutes outlined in the IEP in order for the student to participate. Um, I just mentioned a little bit that we follow an A-B schedule here in the Aiken iNNOVATE program. A days meet on Mondays and Wednesdays. Okay, B days meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays usually. So if it's a day where there's a holiday in there, then we will adjust the schedule accordingly. Um, uh, but that's usually what we'll do is each class will meet twice. The length of the class periods are usually about somewhere around 50 minutes or so. And then we have live recordings that students can watch and review at any time. If they miss something or if they miss a session or if they just want to review, that's one of the luxuries of participating with us. B days meet on Tuesdays and B-Day classes meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And after the live sessions, and this is important, students are required to go on to the learning management system and complete coursework. So if you see your student walking around throughout the day after a couple of hours of live sessions, then we would definitely need students to go in and also complete coursework as well. Because that is independent. But students do have some flexibility around how they do that and at what times. And then your assignments are all due weekly on Sundays. So that's one thing that again makes us a little bit unique. Our assignments have really easy due dates. In Schoology, they show up under upcoming on the right, so you can always see assignments that are due and when they're due. We do ask the students pace themselves throughout the week. We don't want students waiting until Saturday to complete a week's worth of work because it will be overwhelming for them. But they can have some flexibility throughout the week on how it looks to get that work done by the Sunday due date. And then learning coaches need to assist with planning the week. I always recommend that they have 2 conversations with students, one at the beginning of the week to plan, one at the end of the week kind of see where we are, and then wrap up with any kinds of assignments that need to get completed in time for that Sunday due date. So our application process is real simple. You just go to the website, click the application link, and then apply. You choose the closest start date that you want to start. And if we can get you in sooner, then we will process the application quicker, and we'll send information via the email that you provide to let you know more about when you would start with us. But we do have usually about a 10-day or 2-week process for enrollment. And if you want to apply, like I said, you come here and complete the application, then we will assess eligibility. For eligibility, we are looking primarily at grades, attendance, and behavior. There's other things that we may consider as well as part of the eligibility process for us. But that's the starting point. And so I don't look like we have any questions in the Q&A. So I'm not going to mess with this here, but I will say that if you do have questions and you're watching this recording and you have questions for us, you can email us at ai@acpsd.net, and we will respond to those messages with a response. I thought I had one more slide in here, but it doesn't look like I do. So there it is. If you guys need anything from us, feel free to reach out. And I hope that this was informational and helpful for everyone. And we are here, so let us know what we can do for you. Thank you very much.